Yeah.
I went over there and they had a tiny Lund night one night, and he burned up 2 Chevys practically.
Really?
And they put him in a Ford, and they called it the Rocker. Rocker Ford had it.
Yeah.
And it was a 61 or 63 Starliner, 2-door hardtop.
Yeah.
Called the Rocker. And he drove that son of a the track went this way around, and he drove it this way. He would go high in number 1, turn around when everybody else was coming here, he'd go right under them at the corner, go high in number 2 or 3, and same thing, he'd go high and turn around in the corner, and then he'd come right back under them
This is amazing.
while they were going around the corners.
We got a
That's
guy
crazy.
in our area.
Jim
Well, he's
Wyman
a
was
couple
from
hours
the town
away. John
that
Kinsey.
we lived in, and everybody used to love to hate
It's
him.
Kinsey Manufacturing.
He was one of the ones on the
Started
dirt track
building a
everybody
corn
booed
planter,
all the time.
and these
Yeah.
grain carts
Why?
are all
Oh,
grain.
I don't
Yep.
know.
Kids
Always
said,
thought-
"I'm
but
That's
they
not
always
good.
think they're
Bob
cheap.
Kaczynski had more power
This guy,
than he
John
did
Oh,
Kinsey,
yeah.
in the Chevys, but Jim
I've
Wyman
sat
was a
in
better
Kinsey
driver.
Buzz shop
Yeah.
in an
And,
easy chair. He's
and the
got
Ford
like
he
4
drove.
full-time mechanics that just
Yeah,
work
because
in
always
his
a Ford
hobby
man.
shop.
Yeah,
No,
I like
you drove the
Wyman
full-
better
full-size
than I
cars,
like
This
though.
guy's got a lot more.
Kaczynski was
Yeah.
a bull too.
Not that John did.
Well, he
John
had lots
just
of money.
did
He
it
brought
different. You know,
everything he
it-
brought
See,
was
all his stuff
expensive.
is made
My
Yeah,
aunt.
he was like Bill Cheeseburg out
You
here.
know that, right?
Yeah.
And
These
what-
are all
what
made
years
out
were
of
these about, in the
washers and dryers,
60s?
refrigerators,
60s, 70s,
stoves, and all
mainly
that.
70s probably.
And everything.
Running full body,
Yeah,
full body cars
full
and
body
everything.
cars,
Yeah,
all
okay.
the cars.
Full
You
steel.
know, all the curves and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
Fiberglass
yeah.
shit
It's amazing
came
to
out.
see how they do that.
Yeah, it's not stock
I just
cars
can't
anymore.
believe
There's
it.
nothing stock
I
about them
can't
except
believe
maybe
it.
a nut or bolt on the
The
engine. But
The neatest
Well,
part,
what stock
this
meant was they had to be
building, the
stock
way it's-
appering.
yeah,
it's not
Yeah.
some big
Yeah,
fancy.
when I
And,
started
uh,
back in Omaha,
yeah, well, look
you
at all the
know, you
cars
take
you
the
built.
headlights out, you
It's
put a
amazing.
white
Yeah.
piece of tin in there and paint it white, you
Yeah.
know, so
Oh,
it still
yeah.
looks stock.
He's
Yeah.
he's building
The
his
windows
last
weren't
one
cut out,
over in
and
the shop
fenders
at the.
weren't cut out.
I
yeah.
gotta go
Well,
look at
there's
that
an old
Chevy.
saying that said whatever won on Sunday sold on Monday.
Yeah.
Dealerships
Is
try to
that
keep
Merc
their
like a 49
oh,
Merc?
was it
I can't
Impalas
tell.
and Fairlanes and Falcons and
What's
stuff,
that?
and sport models and
Yeah.
sell them out and
Which one are you talking about?
I
I-
drove a
It's
62
back
Ford in
through this big
71.
door here.
Yeah.
Kind of awkward.
Blew a head
Mercury.
gasket first race
Yeah,
of
it
the
probably
season
is.
in Nebraska City. The white
Yeah.
They should have little
half mile
signs made
dirt.
up, put on the side what they are.
And
Yeah.
after that, I won every night. I won the heat race, trophy dash, and main feature the rest of the season. And I sold my car, and because I bought property to move out here, I sold my car 5 weeks from the end of the season, and I drove 5 other cars, and I still won the heat race, trophy dash, and main feature every night the rest of the season.
that's amazing.
One guy asked me, he said, "Hey Ernie, will you drive my bicycle next week?"
Give us all a chance. There you go.
Jim had 2 boys that tried to race, but neither one of them could drive like he could.
Didn't have it in them. Yeah. It's
Oh.
a gift. It's not easy.
I run high all the time. I like to hear my back bumper tick to coming out of turn 4. I wanted to hear my back bumper tick the wall a little bit.
Yeah.
But I
got quite a
noticed when
point.
I first
Thank
started, you bet. I noticed when I first started driving, everybody ducked into the first 2 lanes, close as they could, you know. And I made up my mind, I'm gonna go the 3rd lane, I'm gonna go a half a car on the guy when he shuts down. And that way I'm already in a position to run faster and come out sooner.
Give me one of them Tootsie
And
Rolls.
that's the way I did
Do I?
it.
Give me one of them Tootsie Rolls in there. Hey, the guy's got a question for you. Hey, he got a question. Is that
What's
a
that?
49 Mercury out there?
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
yeah.
Man, that thing.
That's
quite
a 49.
car.
That's exactly like the 49 Mercury. If you look down around the back bumper, the way the body folds and everything back there, that's just like
A
the
lead-
real
what was that?
49.
Called
Just like
lead
the
sled?
Mercury.
Lead sled, yeah.
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 We
We
even
got
got the Mercury emblem on the steering wheel.
We got a guy in our area. He come out of New Jersey. They call him Frenchie. He's got a 49 Merc lead sled, and I'll tell you.
Does he have it slammed with the tire skirts in the back and everything,
Oh,
all
yeah.
hidden, tucked? Yeah.
It looks like a spitting image of this.
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
but,
yeah.
And the
Yeah.
false side pipes where
yeah.
you could dump it and
Oh yeah,
yeah.
and I think he even chopped the top.
Right.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Oh, this guy is. Well, he ain't got nothing on you.
Now, what do you make? What do you make your car the sheet metal out of?
18 gauge.
Yeah.
But out of he was saying you
Yeah.
use refrigerators.
Oh no, only that first car, that black car there, that was built out of refrigerators. I didn't know how to bend the metal back then. I built that when I was 25 years old. So the refrigerator naturally had a nice rounded corner on both sides of the top. So and the old ones had a slight hump across the top. Well, when I laid that refrigerator down, it looked just like the back of an old Model A Ford, you know. So then I took section out of the middle and brought it together for the firewall. So I had the same natural bends, and the hood the same thing, natural bends, all matched. And the radiator shell was just cut and brought together the part that went against the wall, you know, the back part of it. Because I didn't know how to bend the metal, so I used the refrigerator all the way through. Then after that picture was taken in '73, I put another refrigerator on top, and that's the same car back there in the back now.
Now,
See, that's much where I got the idea, the concept where
The
you,
Chinese refrigerators are too thin now.
Yeah. Oh
Well,
yeah. I think they're well, not
what
aluminum, but it's
what got you started
it's some cheap
building these small cars?
Well, I got married and couldn't chase the women anymore, so I had to have something to do. So I was
That's a
gonna-
good enough answer right there.
I was gonna get an old car and fix it up, but I didn't have, lived in a little trailer park and didn't have room for one, so I thought about when I was about 15 years old, a train come by our house, and I looked out the window, and there was an old refrigerator laying in the
There you
weeds.
go. Yeah.
And it didn't have a door on it, the top was towards me, and it had a tire swing laying by it. So what I saw was a miniature touring car,
Oh, there you go.
the back of an old car with a black fender.
Yeah.
That's why I built the first one out of refrigerators. And then off of that, I created the dwarf race cars. That's where they got their wheelbase from on that, from that
okay.
old car there. And I created the dwarf race cars because I'd went out to PIR to the side hack races. They'd come up out of the desert and with that side hack turning right, they didn't go fast enough for me. You know, the motor comes roaring, and so I had to, so I just thought, put a car body on there so you got something to look at, and put the hammer down and slide four wheels, you know.
Oh yeah. Do a little counter steer and everything like that, and come in right where you need to
But
be.
that's where I got the idea of building the dwarf race cars, from watching side hack races.
Did you have more fun with your dwarf cars than you did with the?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah. The regular cars?
Yeah, then your full body cars. Yeah.
Was there a circuit with dwarf cars racing, or
Oh yeah, they're still. See, Humpy Wheeler started racing them at Charter Motor Speedway, and he dubbed them as legend cars because that's what the old race cars was. You know, the old coupes and
Right,
sedans
right,
back
yeah.
in the 30s and early 40s. So then him and Elliot Forbes Robinson created a fiberglass body to put over top of the dwarf car, and kept calling it legend cars, and they're still running a circuit of them all
Yeah,
over.
yeah. I've seen them a couple times.
Yeah. But they're just a dwarf car.
well, I think
Back
Brooks and
then,
Dunn had one that they raced.
I sold my jig work to Brunson, Miller, and Davis had it here in town, and Humpy paid his move to Valdez, North Carolina, to build legend cars off my jig work.
What racing series did you do back in the '60s with your Ford?
I don't know, they just called it late model racing.
It was just late model like local late model racing and stuff
Stock
like
car
that.
racing.
Okay.
I
Just for
started
you
out
guys-
Playland Speedway in Consa Bluffs, a quarter mile asphalt.
Okay.
I had a 55 Ford, and then I went on to Nebraska City and had a 62 Ford.
Okay. There's where a lot of guys were out cutting their teeth.